Hey everybody, Doug Reynolds here, your Sacramento real estate specialist. And this is part of a video web series I've been doing called Sacramento Real Estate Explained. This video, real quickly, I'm just going to kind of hit on the appraisal and the appraisal process and everything, how that works. So you get a deal into escrow, you've got an agreement and on a contract between a buyer and a seller. The buyer's getting a loan. Well, one of the things that lender is going to do is they're going to order an appraisal to be done on the property to make sure the house is worth what the contract is for, basically. They want to make sure their investment is correct on the property. So they contact what's called an AMC, Appraisal Management Company. That company then basically does a search of appraisers in that area where that house is, and they find an appraiser and hire them. That appraiser follows the directions they were given. So a lot of times when I'm listing a property, meaning I'm representing the seller, I'm the listing agent, I absolutely make sure that I'm the point of contact for the appraiser. I just want to make sure I talk to the person, make sure they have a brain and they're knowledgeable, they understand the area, make sure they're not coming from, Stockton or Modesto or something like that to do an appraisal up here. So I always tell the lender, hey, I'm the point of contact for the property. I make sure that they call me, and then I go and I meet them out there. That's a part of the process. I think as representing the seller, I'm doing a service for them, and part of that is doing that. So I'll schedule a time with the appraiser. I'll meet them out there. I make sure the house is clean. I get there early, turn all the lights on, open all the blinds and everything so it's nice and bright. There's no lighting issues. Have it, if it's in the winter, the heater's on and it's warm. If it's in the summer, the air is on and it's cool and it's comfortable, And I'll bring some comps with me to just, not to trick them or anything like that, but just to make sure I'm putting my client's foot forward as far as what I think is relevant as a comp to the property. And a lot of times I know a bit more about that home and about that neighborhood than they are at that point in time. So I'm kind of doing it in a diplomatic way to provide some advice, but walk through the house with them, help them out, answer any questions they might have, just chat them up, be kind, knowledgeable. I'll sometimes have a list of upgrades they've done on the home. That way they can know the roof was put on 2 years ago, the heating and air conditioning was replaced 4 years ago, these are hardwood floors, this is granite countertops, that kind of stuff. Not everything in the world, but the big major things. What else? And then I just provide them with that information. Oh, obviously make sure you've got smoke detectors in the bedrooms and the living areas, carbon monoxide detector, make sure that the water heater is double strapped. They're going to be checking for those things. And so I always make sure that's done and taken care of ahead of time, so that way we don't have any issues where they flag it and they've got to come back out for the process and everything. From then, they go back to their office, they write up the report, they do their analysis, and appraisals are not an exact science. It's kind of it's an art form more of. It's kind of, it can kind of sway one way or the other. You can make adjustments here and there for different things and stuff. Typically, if it's in line with the comps, it's going to come back at the contract price most of the time. If it's one of those scenarios where it just got bid way, way, way up, it might come back a little bit lower. Rarely does an appraisal come in above where you're in contract at. That doesn't happen very often. Majority of the time it comes in at that contract price, but there's small, 80% of the time it probably comes in at contract price. Maybe 10-15% of the time it'll come in below, and maybe 5% of the time it'll come in above. So that's the way that it works. Hope that was helpful and informative. My website is realestatewithdoug.com. Feel free to connect with me if you're looking for any help buying or selling a house in the Sacramento area. Take care.